Honorable Chief Minister, who's Athan Hawla, Honorable UD Minister, who's Zodin Kruanga, Honorable Chairman of the Namche Municipal Council, Secretary UD, Advisor Economic of the UD Ministry, Founder and CEO of Elets Techno Media Private Limited, distinguished friends, this gathering. Aizawl is an appropriate venue for this summit today because 52% of the population of Mizoram lives in urban areas. So it is an appropriate venue and we are addressing a problem which concerns a large number of citizens who live here. We are a party to all the smart city mission programs of the Government of India, which we are implementing in our government departments. At this stage, I would urge all of us to recall part of this journey which started many years ago, leading to this idea of a smart city, a national urban summit, a development summit. In the 1950s, the United States brought about a new technology through the electro-numerical integrator and calculator, a huge machine which did basic computing operations. Over a period of time, these operations have been simplified and are now available on laptops and computers and mobile phones. In the 1960s and 70s, Alvin Toffler wrote a book called Future Shock, anticipating the many changes that young people, as we were young at that time, would face when they reached a later stage in life in view of the colossal march of technology which was changing everything all over the world. Carl Sagan, the distinguished popularizer of science, wrote The Dragons of Eden in 1975, around 1980. And he visualized the next leap in human intelligence as a partnership between human beings and intelligent machines. Today we are living that partnership between an intelligent machine and a human being. It was anticipated by these people at that time. Silicon Valley at that stage transformed the technological parameters of computing, of thinking, and changed the way people were living. At a later date, when we were young people, the Microsoft Corporation, of which Bill Gates was the founder and owner for a substantial period of time, transformed the way computing was done worldwide. He was a special friend of India, indeed he still is, and continues to come here, and also visited Goa when I was there. At that stage, the Goa government, in response to his presence, had introduced a scheme to provide free computers to class 11 students in around 2000. And it started with the class 11 science students, then the class 11 commerce students, and then the class 11 art students. All students were covered eventually. Later, the New Delhi Municipal Council became the pivot of the smart city schemes that were being implemented countrywide by the present government. And I was party to the enormous programs which were put in place by the council at that stage. Today, we are at a new crossroads, at a new beginning, which this Urban Development Summit will address. We are today talking of a digital India, of e-governance, of area networks, data centers, e-services and e-offices. Even the private sector is more or less moving from a computer to a mobile phone. Executives in the private sector today function entirely through a mobile phone. All their operations are carried out by a mobile phone. Offices where hierarchies and people are employed in highly paid capacities have gone, and only a person with a mobile phone is entrusted with all the tasks of practically running an organization in the private sector on much lower pay. This has changed the way of the functioning of the private sector. In the government area, digital India, e-governance, area networks, data centers, e-services, e-offices are taking off. On a different plane, we are now harnessing non-conventional sources of energy like solar energy for our work in urban cities and urban centers. In Aizawl, we have proposed to set up a 20 megawatt solar park. All offices have been advised to harness solar energy for their internal purposes. We have signed an MOU with the Government of India for promoting power discoms. Cities like Delhi have vast power discoms like the Tata Power Discom or the Reliance Power Discom, distributing power networks. And a substantial allocation has been made for revival of debt-stressed discoms. These ideas are now being introduced in Mizoram to promote the use of discoms and facilitate access of citizens to easy power. A large number of people today don't have access to power supply or a modern power supply system. This would be promoted through the use of debts of discoms in Mizoram. At another level, the school level, I mentioned Goa, because at that stage I was there. Today in Mizoram also we have a digital classroom. We are starting to address the huge gap in learning in science and mathematics. I was with the Secretary of Education yesterday, and I was telling her that Mizoram had done quite well in learning and literacy, and a large number of Mizo people were occupying important positions in government life and had fully availed of the reservation quota. They were second only to Kerala, as is commonly assumed, in learning and knowledge. But she told me that most of this learning is now outdated because Mizoram has not kept pace in science and mathematics. And without science and mathematics, the future is closed to most Mizo people, because all the opportunities flow from technology. So a special effort in the area of science and mathematics, a digital classroom, skill development programs at high school level, and these are the measures that children are now facing. They not only watch TV, they have access to the mobile phone, they have access to the computer, and their learning skills need to be focused on science and mathematics so that the Mizos can stand up in this new demanding technological environment. In the government area, 17 IT proficiency has been made mandatory for government recruitment. Almost everybody who is now recruited into government has to have some knowledge of computers, how they work and its application in their offices. These are some of the areas that you and other learned people will deliberate upon in the deliberations today. And Vanlal Ram Sangha, Secretary Planning, is a capable member of our team who would be able to guide us with all your deliberations and take it back to the government for the implementation stage. So I wish all of you who have assembled here today all the very best for today's deliberations. Thank you.